The fact that Sakurai started off the direct by asking why game development is so hard was incredible. And also when he mentioned that unfortunately he had to add a second button. This direct was peak. Honestly, one of the best directs that Nintendo has ever done, in my opinion. I am so glad that Sakurai hosted it in a similar way to the Mr. Sakurai Presents Smash presentations, because I feel like Sakurai is very passionate about the games that he creates and likes to kind of give a lot of information and a lot of really interesting details that a simple little overview trailer, or even like a regular game-specific direct like Donkey Kong Bonanza wouldn't really show. Sakurai went into great detail about everything, and I feel like it definitely helped convince a lot of people why the concept of Kirby Air Ride is so interesting, and why Kirby Air Riders is fully fleshing that out. And with the game in general, this looks to be the perfect sequel to Kirby Air Ride. I am incredibly excited. This is exactly what I wanted. Since I mentioned before that this was basically my dream game, kind of like the Thousand Year Door remake and Mario & Luigi Brothership, I have been wanting a sequel to Kirby Air Ride for so long, and this is basically everything that I ever wanted out of a sequel. I mean, sure, not all of my predictions were correct, but a surprising number of them were, and I feel like it even exceeded my expectations in a lot of ways. And one of the things that I did get right in the video that I made yesterday is the fact that there will be multiple playable characters. It makes a lot of sense, since the title is Kirby Air Riders. It kind of makes sense that there would be more of a focus on more playable characters. So I'm glad that they're doing that this time. I think it definitely makes the game feel more interesting and fleshed out. It adds more variety to the game and replayability, because each of the characters have different abilities. Like when you get up to an enemy, you have like different ways of attacking them, or you also have different special moves as well. The special moves are really cool as well. That's what I was referring to at the beginning of the video when Sakurai mentioned that they had to add a second button, and that is for the special moves. It also has some other purposes in City Trial as well, but I feel like the special moves will definitely add a lot of depth and variety to Air Ride mode, so I think they're a pretty cool addition. But in terms of the characters that are being added, some of my predictions were correct, since Sakurai is beating the allegations and is actually adding Kirby characters from games that he didn't develop, like Gooey, Magolor, Suzy. It is really cool to see them in this game. I was especially hoping for Magolor, since Magolor is one of my favorite Kirby characters. He was also one of my most wanted Smash characters, so it is really cool seeing him in a Sakurai game in a very similar style. But on top of those characters that I mentioned, they're also adding a lot of other characters as well, like Chef Kawasaki, Knuckle Joe, Cappy, Starman, a lot of really wacky and interesting characters. It almost kind of reminds me of Mario Kart World a little bit, but I would say like they're implemented even better than Mario Kart World, since they actually have more identity, they have like more unique animations, whereas in Mario Kart World it just seems like their model is plopped onto the car. I mean, it is a little more effort than that, but it does seem like in Kirby Air Riders they are kind of fleshing out the characters in a fairly similar way to Smash. So it is really nice seeing an interesting roster here. I hope more characters are revealed. There is a good amount from what we've seen, but Sakurai did say that we will get more information later on, so I definitely have a feeling that we'll see more characters, probably like more major characters like Magolor and Suzy, as well as more like interesting wacky characters like the other ones. So I definitely think it is very cool that we are getting a roster of characters here, not just the colored Kirbys like some people were predicting. And another thing, I mentioned in my previous video that they might have to come up with some sort of solution to copy abilities for the other characters, but no, they straight up have the other characters get copy abilities, which is crazy and really cool to see, and it also just works as well, since you could play as the other characters without worrying about having that disadvantage But I think it was pretty funny seeing Sakurai say, "Yep, we went there," when he's showing like the other characters getting copy abilities. But even though it's crazy, it's also really cool, and I'm glad that there aren't any limitations to playing as the other characters. There's really only the specific abilities that each character has. So I really like that change there. The air ride machines are also pretty cool as well. Like, we're seeing a lot of returning ones, which is nice, but there's also some new ones as well. Paper Star, Paper Mario reference, as well as the Chariot, Battle Chariot, Tank Star, and like the characters, I do feel like there will be more that are revealed later on, but there are a lot of them that are here so far, and I feel like the legendary machines might be revealed later on. I definitely feel that we're going to get some new legendary machines, which is really nice. So, I also wanted to talk about the air ride mode itself. I know City Trial is going to be the main event for me, but it definitely seems like they're drastically improving air ride since, like I said, they are already including like a lot of new moves, like special moves, and the variety of characters, but it's also a lot faster than the original game, which is something that Sakurai mentioned, which I definitely think will be nice. And the courses themselves also look incredible. This actually looks like a step up from the Switch 1. Honestly, I feel like this is the first Nintendo published game that actually looks like a major step up from the Switch 1. I do like how Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza look, but I think it's clear that they did start development on the Switch 1, but in this case, you can clearly tell that this was made specifically for the Switch 2, with just how good this looks. Like, this is genuinely one of the best looking Nintendo published games ever. It just looks absolutely incredible. Like, all of these different areas are beautiful. I especially love how Mount Amber Falls looks, and also Siberian Highway. Like, all of these just look amazing. And the music is incredible too. I'm not sure if it's being composed by Shogo Sakai, but whoever is composing it is doing an incredible job. They even have like a track with like vocals as well, kind of like Smash Ultimate, and by extension also like Donkey Kong Bonanza and a lot of other modern Nintendo games. But the soundtrack is amazing. It's so good, in fact, that we already have a preview of it in Nintendo Music. That's what got leaked out yesterday. So I think it's really cool that they're kind of emphasizing how good the music is in this game. That's always a nice thing to see. So I am just really excited about the presentation of this game. It just looks incredible. I feel like it has the perfect mix of Kirby fan service and a lot of original ideas, a lot of Sakurai-esque ideas here that are just really nice to see. It's really refreshing seeing Sakurai work on an original game again, other than, well, I mean, it is a sequel to Kirby Air Ride, but like a game other than Smash. It's really nice to see his creativity flourish in another game. You can just kind of tell how much passion was put into this by Sakurai and the other developers. It just looks incredible here, and I'm just really excited to see more of this. Like, it's just like filled to the brim with charm, and I'm just really excited to see more. But now I wanted to talk about City Trial, which Sakurai even mentioned it was the main event. He knows it is popular, and I feel like Sakurai even also really likes City Trial, since he kind of implemented a lot of elements of it in Smash Run. So I definitely feel that City Trial is being fleshed out pretty well here, and I really like the new area called Skya, and it's really big and open, and definitely an upgrade from the original City Trial map. I was hoping for multiple City Trial maps, but now that I've seen the new map here, it looks incredible, and I am definitely okay with just this one big map here, because I feel like it looks really well designed, really open. There's like a lot of areas here, way more detailed than the original map, So many things to do. It's just really cool overall. And a lot of the events from the original game are returning, like Dynablade appearing, like meteors falling from the sky, different things like that. I think it's really cool that they've even added some new events as well, like little mini competitions during, like, when you're getting all the upgrades and things. Like, there's like a short race where you basically do like a little race across the map, and then Dust Up Derby, which is basically kind of like Destruction Derby, but like on the city trial map itself. I guess my prediction of like some sort of battle in the city trial map was half correct, but it is cool that they're implemented within the regular city trial mode itself. Like, you basically get a bunch of like upgrades and items from that. So I think it's really cool that they added a lot more depth to city trial here. Like, there's just a ton of events here, and I'm really excited about that. There's even like a thing where you could steal the air ride machines from other players when they're like about to break. So I think that's pretty cool. There's like a lot more controls and things that you could do in City Trial. So City Trial definitely seems much more fleshed out this time. And there's also like more options for like stadiums as well. Since you could either choose the stadium and like basically get the upgrades for the stadium that you're anticipating, or it will throw you into a random one like the original. And like, if you're being thrown into a random one, like, there are also things that you can find that are hinting towards like this stadium event that you'll have. Like, I think there's different things that appear throughout like the map, like hinting towards it. And there's even like little hints, like predictions that you can actually find that will tell you which one it is, so you can get an advantage over the other players. I think that is pretty funny that they have that there. But yeah, this is just looking incredible. The only thing we haven't seen yet is Top Ride, which I honestly wouldn't be disappointed if it was completely omitted, because let's be honest, Top Ride isn't the best mode. I mean, if it was here, that would definitely be nice. I mean, Sakurai did say that he will reveal more later on, so Top Ride still could be here, and it could be something, like I said in my prediction video, where it's like a smaller mode kind of tucked away in the menus. It could be something like that. So we'll just have to see. And finally, at the very end of the Direct, they had this CG trailer showing this villain-like character riding around, and it almost looked like the Dark Matter swordsman from Dreamland 2, which is really interesting. So I think this is almost hinting at some kind of story mode in the game. So, like Sakurai said, he'll reveal more later on, so that would be incredible if we got some kind of story mode on top of everything that we've seen. So that might be another prediction that I had that may be correct. And they also revealed that the release date will be on November 20th, which makes a lot of sense. I was predicting that this game would release in November. Like, I did like think before, like, since this was getting a direct, like, oh, maybe they're pushing it to like September or something, since sometimes they have game specific directs pretty close to when the game releases. But November 20th makes a lot of sense. Like, they do have more to show off for this game, so I feel like we'll sporadically be getting like little bits of details like on Nintendo Today, or like little things, little trailers and things. So I think we'll kind of see that over time, but November 20th makes a lot of sense, and this definitely is looking like a game that's on the scale of a holiday title. I feel like Nintendo will probably be pushing this quite a lot. But yeah, this game looks incredible, and I think this was an amazing direct to show it off as well. Like, I don't think there was a better way that they could have showed off all of this information here. I feel like it basically sold everyone on this game, so I am just incredibly excited. But let me know what you think down in the comments, and anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Blue Sky if you want to. stay perky.